Press set. He's got to come on. I'm done. How you doing, okay? What's on? Get the leg.
Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is sponsored by OTW on three rounds in the professional K1 division of Contenders Norwich. Introducing to you first, standing to my left, one of Europe's top fighters, all the way from Portugal, Joao, Silva. Across the stage, standing to my right, alongside the veteran Belgrade wearing white, his official weight 93 kilos, professional K1 record, 4 wins, 1 loss, and 3 of those with his young KO in the first round. From Norwich, the former ECWF light heavyweight champion, the former UCLA K1 light heavyweight champion, a man who needs no introduction, ladies and gentlemen, Northern's finest, Iain! This special K1 battle will be fought over 3 minute rounds.
It's happening here in Norwich tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Main event time here at Contenders EA out of the red corner. In this huge K1 matchup, Joao, Tiago Silva from top team Portugal taking on Iain, Martell from Norwich. And Dean, an interesting precedent given 3.7 kilos advantage for Silva. He came in a little bit heavy at the weigh-ins. Martell said no problem. Martell feeling confident. Silva feeling really pumped up for this matchup. 2 heavy hitters, 2 men who are going to put on a display.
The extra kilo weight can be interesting in the clinch, even more so with the power, Chris. More weight means more transfer of power. We know power can knock people out. Iain Martell, we've seen him before. He's a great competitor. Crazy power in his own right in his hooks and kicks, and he's a very high fighter IQ. He's able to adapt in the ring.
And he's able to definitely time those finishes. his placement, his accuracy has really been second to none in the last few years, and there's not many men who've been able to get out of the first. But Tiago Silva, vicious striker, tough as nails, wicked kicks, Dean. This is everything you look for in a guy to push Martell, and it's a test that Martell wanted plain and simple, which is, I think, a testament to what went down at the weigh-ins yesterday. But it's happening here, it's happening now, and Martell lands a right kick.
Silva's got a great high guard, which is going to pose a problem for someone like Iain Martell. He wants to land those big, heavy shots, and he often does that over the top. But Silva's got such a tight guard, it's hard for those punches to sneak through.
Martell with the jab. Silva covers up. Silva attacks the inside leg. Silva then probes, and watch Silva go to the body here. This guy's got a mental attack to the body. Torques up on his punches, really loads on them, Dean, and that alone can put guys out.
Martell here feeling the pressure. Perhaps a little bit surprised that Silva is standing in front of him and trading with him.
Not many men would dare, but Silva continues to probe forward. Excellent guard for Silva. Very square stance for both men. Martell trying to work the body, but Martell very heavy on that lead leg. Got to watch out for the kicks. But we're into the clinch, which could be an interesting factor, Dean, given the weight distribution and difference.
Silva carrying more weight, the heavier fighter. Will that translate in his punches and kicks? Certainly in the clinch, I believe it will. Martell smartly on the outside, eating the leg kick. Silva able to whip that rear leg kick in.
And Martell shaking his head at him, Dean. A little bit of psychological warfare there. But I think that's just trying to make Silva a little bit possibly complacent. And it's that one that you don't see coming, the one you're not thinking about. The moment you let your guard down, that's all Martell needs.
Martell looking down his opponent, intently looking for that way in. Nice jab there by Martell. Covering up quite smartly, sensing the power that Silva possesses.
And a wise clinch as well. There's no reason to get stuck in close with a guy like that who could bully you around. Martell looks for the uppercut. Front leg on that push kick. Goes southpaw. Interesting to see Martell swapping stances a little bit more than what we're seeing usually.
Martell shaking his head noticeably. Usually that means, Chris, that it has hurt, but you want to mask it. So I'm interested to see if these punches and kicks are taking their toll on Martell as he comes in for that switch knee.
And raises his hands to goad his opponent on. Great clinch from Martell, that's smart. Tiago came in and was looking to land possibly an uppercut or a hook over that guard. The moment Martell tied up, that forces the separation. And that's an example of the fight IQ and game planning that we were talking about. So an interesting round, a great opening round for both men. And a little bit of a feeling out process of the distance, Dean, and the pace and tempo at which those things transpired.
Interesting to think about the psychological makeup of these fighters. Is Martell thinking, well, this guy's taken my punches and he's still here, and also he's traded some back and chopped away at my leg?
On the flip side, Silva has to be feeling the confidence as an ability to close in and sort of cut down space, closing in the distance to get at Martell. That's a key factor too, I think, in this fight, Dean, particularly if he starts to work the body in round two.
Silva coming from that top team in Portugal, a renowned, really tough place to train and fight out of. He's had really good success with those low kicks to see if he can tie them up with some heavy shots to the head and see if Martell can find his way in. I'd like to see him work those uppercuts through the centre of the guard of Silva.
We continue here as all of the seconds exit the cage. A big touch of gloves from both men. The crowd loving the fight. The athletes ready to go. And the gentleman says, let's keep things going. Round two.
Silva stood in front of Martell, covering up beautifully, looking for that counter left hook. Martell comes in, initiates the clinch.
And Martell yelling at him. Tiago jumps in, again the clinch. And Martell using that teep very nicely at multiple points. But there we go, that's the body. Doubling up to the body and finishing with the round kick. Tiago covers up. The jab seeping through underneath the elbow, Dean. Martell with the single knee. And we'll get another break from the gentleman. There's been a lot of clinching in this bout.
Martell lives for this stuff, screaming his opponent, egging his opponent on to come in. Silva seems unfazed and still is sticking to his game plan, chopping down the body of Martell and throwing those beautiful kicks in.
Nice switch kick to the body from Tiago. And Silva continues to work for big punches. Huge overhand right for Tiago Silva. Martell looking to set something up here, I would imagine. Straight punches. Again, that jab creeps underneath the guard. That was better, though, from Tiago. Silva covering very nicely. And again, the clinch ensues.
Silva able to keep Martell busy, not letting Martell cement in those beautiful, powerful shots he's known for.
And the moment Martell gets comfortable is the moment the fireworks begin. The fuse gets lit, and that can be the difference. So Tiago clearly having the right game plan, and Silva, certainly with his camp, the right preparation and training leading up into this bout, team. It's paying off.
Silva looking for that jab, finding a way in, head hunting almost. Like to see him go low, return some of those leg kicks to make Silva think downwards as well as upwards. Nice body shot there.
And again the kick for Silva. That's twice now that right kick has landed in the last 10 seconds. Under a minute to go on the clock in regulation time. Martell thinks about the knee, covers up. Silva surges forward.
Beautiful knee there, catching a knee.
And this has been a little bit of a dirty fight, Dean, in a sense that it's been close. There's been the clinch. There's been the little close, rangy shots. And at that distance where they're up close, Dean, there can be often unorthodox strikes which can ensue.
Very close fight. Very top fighters at the top of their game with insane power. A lot on the line in this fight, Chris.
And when it's in a phone booth like this, it could change and turn on a dime. Vicious shots to the body, but a nice check from Martell. Martell moves his head, circles away. A solid combination at the bell for Iain Martell, but a strong round for Tiago Silva, finishing with kicks and pushing Martell to the back foot deep.
Silva tying up that high guard beautifully with those heavy hooks and low leg kicks, really racking up the points. Martell extending that jab out, using the left hook, right hand combinations, but needs to go lower to the body.
Well, it was a compelling first round. I would feel like, Dean, at this point, moving through the second, it might be a case where we've got both fighters having one round apiece. That sets up a very interesting third.
Both of these fighters, if they sense that, Chris, they're going to go for it in this last round. And we both know both of these fighters possess that crazy change of fight, knockout power.
Cannot wait for this one, and certainly a very tense atmosphere here tonight in Norwich. Contenders East Anglia. Headline bout tonight in K1 rules. It's Martell versus Silva. Third and final round. A look of determination from the Martell corner, Dean. 3 minutes on the clock. The gentleman, Daniel Movihidi, says, let's get things back to it. And Silva pressuring forward, showing some good head movement. Very little minute movements, but I think he's going to rip to the body and then go to the hooks on the upstairs, Dean. Martell rolls underneath and knows that.
I think Martell is setting up for something powerful, but Silva doing a great job of cutting him off, pressuring him into that clinch and throwing those punches in the dirty boxing range.
And it's very key, I think, for Silva to continue to be the bully, to continue to be the aggressor, to continue to push Martell back so he can't get those power shots off. And I feel like attacking the base, that lead leg of Martell, is an effective weapon.
Taking the spring out of Martell's step. And also, Martell's going to need some sort of distance to transfer the power all the way through the arm and put the power at the end of the punch.
And that snap kick to the breadbasket, also effective from Silva. Huge hook from Silva. Martell a little bit bruised and bloodied now, Dean, for the first time in this fight.
Silva's great at those little short, looping left and right hooks on the inside.
And the way that he creates his power is, I think, effective. It's not the most pretty thing to watch, but it's very, very effective. His punches get there, they get there quick. And I think Martell is certainly, at least looking at the last 90 seconds, a little bit frustrated, Dean.
Ripping into the body is Silva. Nice head movement there by Martell. Needs to stick some punches on the end of it.
But you gotta think, if you're in the Silva corner, always dot the I's and cross the T's. A guy like Martell is dangerous at all times. Doesn't matter when it's in the bout. Doesn't matter what's going down. You could be winning around 10-8. And Silva continuing to stick to the game plan, but Martell now pushing forward a little bit harder. The two continue to stand toe-to-toe, Dean.
Silva still getting up that guard brilliantly. Eats a jab there. Nice uppercut through the middle, just misses its mark from Silva.
And this is an exhausting pace. I mean, these two guys have been throwing everything into every single strike. A spinning back fist attempt. And a huge spin from Martell. But it comes up short, Dean. And the elbow landing instead of the back fist. I think that's going to be an illegal shot. The referee in charge taking a look at things very closely. Martell is sent to the neutral corner. He's going to have to make a check here on the condition of Silva with the medics, Dean.
I believe as he spun round there, returning fire, didn't extend his hand straight out. He didn't fully extend his arm. He kept it at that right angle, which initiated the elbow, which we know is illegal in this Pro K1 bout.
Medics having a close look here, checking the cognitive awareness of Tiago Silva. It's going to be, that's a possible cause for a DQ if he was unable to continue, Silva, but we'll have to see what the outcome is here, Dean.
If Silva feels and lets the referee know he's okay to continue, then it will go on. As we see,
they're going to pull Silva and Martell. They're going to talk about that elbow. Martell wants to get back at it. He shakes his head. The referee is going to take a point here. Dean, that's a clear example of where there was a foul that had an effect on the course of the fight. Silva was able to continue and wants to continue. Credit to Silva for this one. Martell's got to go for it, Dean. It's a 10-8 round possibly for Silva at this point.
now Martell is down on the scorecards because of that.
Not much time on the clock here.
Martell needs to do something decisive, Chris. He really needs to start working those power shots.
You looked for the knee there a moment ago. Clinch again for Silva. Martell pushes him off. The referee separates them. And a huge flying knee for Iain Martell.
Oh my God, a switch flying knee puts Silva to the mat, and he is ecstatic. Transfer of power at its best.
Oh my goodness. Iain Martell, the bad man here in Norwich, gets the late stoppage. You can't be saved by the bell when Iain Martell is in the house.
That switch knee caught him flush on the nose, put Silva down, broke his nose, I believe. Martell is dangerous in all aspects of the fight game with that switch knee straight down the pipe. Caught Silva, putting his head leaning to the right, and dropped him to the mat.
Incredible, and the standing ovation in the crowd. Even the officials can't believe what's transpired. The judges, everybody looking around, and we knew Iain Martell was so good at being able to capitalize with one strike. Dean, he was placed in adversity. Probably won the first round, but arguably was losing the second and the third, depending on how the scoring was going. But he's always got it in the bag and collapsed Silva like a folding chair. Man, what a win for Martell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for one of the best fights we've ever seen here at Contenders Norwich. Before we announce the decision, can we please have a massive round of applause for Joao Silva, all the way from Portugal, a fantastic contender. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, by knockout in the third round, your Tiago. We are proud to present the
get some pics for the vlog.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more